May here, and today I am filming a video that was requested by a subscriber, and they asked me to make a video talking about what I think about Woollim Entertainment. And I was gonna wait to do this video until after contract news for Infinite had come out, but I feel like this is probably the best time for me to film this video because there's nothing bigger that comes out of a company besides debuts and contract renewals, and Woollim is currently doing both, so I figured that I would go ahead and talk about them. For those of you who do not know, I am huge Woollim trash. I have made a video talking about how much of Woollim trash I am, and I'm a big fan of Infinite, I'm a big fan of Lovelyz, I am already a big fan of Golden Child even though they haven't debuted yet. I learned them in like a day because I knew the majority of the trainees who were going to be in this group, so it was just getting used to like seeing them with makeup on basically. But I've been watching their show and I love it. There's currently 3 episodes of it out. The 3rd episode came out yesterday and I'm in love. I think this is such a fun, cute group and I already love all of the members a lot, so I'm definitely going to be supporting them when they make their debut later this year. Infinite is currently in contract renewals, so they are my ultimate group, and the reason that I'm a big fan of Infinite, well, not the entire reason, but the reason that I was interested in Infinite's debut was because I'm a big fan of Epic High, and Epic High was under Woollim at the time that Infinite was debuting, and here we are 7 years later with contract renewals. Epic High is gone, Nell's gone. I have just been following a lot of Woollim groups for a very long time. I'm a big fan of Kim Min-sok as well. So I guess we will start with, I don't even know where to start. What do I even think about Woollim? We'll start with music. I feel like music's important. Woollim's music is very distinct, I feel like. I feel like there are a lot of sounds in K-pop these days. You can make the argument that everybody kind of releases the same sort of music these days. I don't really believe that. I think there are a lot of different sounds in K-pop, and you're thinking everybody's releasing the same kind of music, you're obviously only listening to the same kind of groups. But what I really liked about Woollim is that they've always just done the kind of music that they want to do, you know what I mean? They always, in their groups, release music because the fans enjoy the music, because this is music that the fans like. They don't put out songs that are going to hit #1. They want songs that the fans are going to enjoy, which is why I think it takes Woollim groups a little longer to reach their #1. Lovelyz just got their #1 2.5 years into debut. They release music that's consistent. You can always count on them for releasing music that is the same kind of sound. They don't really jump around concepts too much. Infinite did it in their earlier years. They jumped around concepts, but then they were like, you know, we're kind of good with this kind of concept. This is what the fans like, all this stuff, which is why I believe that they're honestly never going to release another title track like Man in Love, because all of their albums leading up to Man in Love did incredible, and then Man in Love, even though it's really, really enjoyed internationally, is not the Korean public's favorite song. And not the Korean public, I mean like In Spirit, Korean In Spirit's favorite kind of concept from Infinite, and it's personally not my favorite kind of concept from Infinite either. They really, really, really care about their fans. And not that other companies' groups don't care about their fans, because I'm a fan of a ton of different groups, and I believe that a lot of those groups really believe that their fans are extremely important, but I feel like Lovelyz and Infinite are very humble towards their fans. They give off a very down-to-earth kind of vibe, and I'm kind of getting that from Golden Child as well. Even though you can tell the difference between like Infinite's debut show and Golden Child's debut show, like Sungyeol was talking about it in the 1st episode of Woollim, but I can see it too. Like the difference between Woollim and You Are My Oppa is like incredible. Like Woollim has come so far as a company since Infinite's debut days. The thing that drives me crazy about Woollim Entertainment, it's been 7 years of this, and they just, well, technically 8 if you count the year that Epic High was like kind of with Woollim, kind of not. This is why I believe that Tasty ended so poorly and Epic High ended kind of poorly with Woollim Entertainment, though I think Epic High was I don't want to say that they were cleaner than Tasty. They were both pretty bad. Tasty was a boy group under Woollim Entertainment. 2 Chinese twins. Loved them a lot, missed them a lot, but they ended up suing Woollim and trying to leave Woollim and escape to China, and it was this whole thing. But that's, I think, still going on. But what drives me crazy about Woollim Entertainment is that they are the polar opposite of YG Entertainment. And what I mean by that is YG will say, they did this recently, maybe it's just because I haven't really been following very much recently because of Infinite's contract renewals. I've been mostly focusing on Infinite. But recently YG was like, oh, Taeyang's gonna come back with a solo album after G-Dragon releases his solo album, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then the other day, YG was like, oh no, Taeyang's not coming back next month. Like, what is this? We never said that. And I'm like, I thought you did. Maybe I read that wrong, but I thought you did. That's what happens when rumors come out in YG Entertainment. YG is like immediately there and they say this, and even if it's not the correct thing, later they'll go back and say this other thing, and it's really confusing. But Woollim, when something happens, they just stay quiet. They just don't let you know what's going on in their tiny little company with their 12 employees. That Woollim pic showed they only have like 12 employees. Oh my gosh, please hire me. I want to work for you. Please let me work for you. I will relocate, willing to relocate to help Woollim Entertainment. They're just, I don't know if it's because they're understaffed. I don't know if it's because that's just what Lee Jung-hyuk believes. They just don't communicate. They don't talk to fans, and that's what's making contract renewals so obnoxious with Woollim Entertainment, is because you'll ask them a question. It's literally like having a conversation with a wall. You'll be like, are Infinite renewing their contracts? And nothing. And then a couple days later, are Infinite renewing their contracts? Nothing. And then eventually, I feel like what's going to happen is Infinite's going to come out and be like, yay, we all renewed our contracts, even though we don't know what's happening with Hoya right now, but I'm confident with the other 6 at this point in time. They're at least still under Woollim, if not still as Infinite. But just the 5 members we saw at Woollim, plus them continuously tweeting about Myungsoo, makes me think that those 6 are safe. Hoya, I have no idea where he is. Where is Hoya? Where is Hoya? Hopefully he's found by the time you see this video. I'm stressed about him. Yeah, if you asked Woollim where Hoya was right now, they'd be like, we are positively discussing contract renewals. That is the theme of June 2017 in K-pop. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Also, they're not saying anything about when Golden Child's gonna debut. They keep releasing these photos and these videos that say nothing. And because I've been a fan of Woollim for so long, I do know that they are going to debut once the show's over. The show is going to end, and then they're going to debut. But if I was new and I was like, when is this group debuting? I don't think I would have any idea when they were debuting. Like, I think it's going to be this summer because there's supposed to be 8 episodes of Woollim Pick. I think it's 8. And then they're going to start teasing for debut after that. I mean, there's a chance that, like, episode 8 of Woollim Pick is like them final preparations. I feel like Lovely's last episode of Lovely's show was them like a couple days before their debut. So maybe they will start teasing sooner than later, but I think Woollim is a good company. I think they give their artists a lot of freedom, but I don't believe that they give them the most freedom. Woyan was able to produce a lot of the songs on his solo album, but it took him 5 years to convince Woollim to let him do it, and the title track was not produced by Woollim, or was not produced by Woyan, it was produced by Woollim Entertainment, and it was only promoted like the songs that Woollim made, which kind of was frustrating. Woyan had his own songs, minus like a couple performances of Every Day he did, which is his song. There really weren't any promotions of his songs, which I believe was probably a big point in Woyan's contract renewal, which was, let me promote my own songs, let me do a title track with a song that I made and I'm confident in, so I can stand on stage and show in spirits and other people my song. So there's that. They don't really give a lot of variety opportunities, which they've gotten better at recently. Dongwoo's on a variety show right now. He was filming in Cambodia last week, a couple days ago. And Sungjong recently had an MC position. I believe that that was probably a big point in Sungjong's thing. Sungyeol was on Woollim Pick. Apparently he's going to be in a couple more episodes, but I'm wondering about that now because he was in the first episode, but I haven't seen any other teasers for him yet. Being in Woollim Pick, which is something I follow pretty closely, Sungyu always gets whatever promotions he wants. I feel like he is very, very heavily promoted in the variety sense, but I think Dongwoo would do great. I think Sungjong did great. Youngsu gets whatever acting schedules he wants. He definitely you know, gets to say, I want more acting. Hoya also, I want more acting, I want to do more, I want to, you know, do this kind of thing. So they could have more freedom, more, I'm very confident in the majority of Infinite in the sense that they could write their own lyrics, write their own raps, produce their own music. I think that's incredible, and the fact that they showed Sungyun of Golden Child already working on his own songs makes, like, and showing that on Woollim Pick kind of makes me hope that Woollim starts, you know, doing more. And then with Lovelyz, they've done a decent amount of variety recently, but I see a lot of K, Sujung, and they need to work on that. I feel like they could put more members on more shows and do more, especially because they just got their first win. Like, they should be everywhere basically. So they're okay with variety since they probably could do more. As far as injuries go, I think I saw this comment a while ago because Sungyu cracked his rib, and I saw this person on Twitter saying, why don't they just go on without Sungyu and promote an album without Sungyu? First of all, you can't promote an album without the main vocalist. Like, well, Wooyeon is also a main vocalist. I'm Wooyeon biased, so obviously I think he's a great vocalist. Youngsu is a great vocalist, but Infinite is not really a group that promotes as 6 members, ever. If I think about everything, they just, if somebody gets injured, if somebody is hurt, and that person absolutely cannot be on stage, then Infinite's not on stage, kind of thing. They just kind of cancel, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because I feel like a company like SM is just like, who cares? Who even is that? I don't even know. And they just continue on their way with whatever promotions they're doing. She fainted, okay, we'll just take her to the hospital and then take her to the next schedule kind of thing. And I feel like Starship is a little like that too. They're just kind of like, let's just keep going, like who cares? We'll just figure it out later. The only times I've seen Infinite perform as 6 is when Myungsoo or Hoya had singing schedule, or had, not singing schedules, had acting schedules, and they just were filming a drama and couldn't be there for one performance that week or something like that. So I personally really like that. I don't tend to like when groups just pretend that everything's okay and they can promote without this member. Going to like variety schedules and all that stuff during promotions is different. If you miss that because you're acting, that's a different schedule. Promoting Infinite. So if somebody gets injured halfway through promotions, that's like its own thing. But if you're like Pentagon is promoting right now, but Yanan recently hurt himself, I feel like if that had happened to Infinite, which it did because they were gonna film a music video on March 30th for their new album, and Sungyu got injured, so they canceled that. And they said like recently that they still don't have choreography for Air, which was their new Japanese title track. So, but overall I think Woollim's a good company. They suck at communication, which is my #1 thing. It's always been my #1 thing with them. I really like the way that their company works. I don't know, I feel like they've improved a lot in the past couple of years. I don't know who they hired. Hopefully it wasn't In Spirit, but they hired somebody that was just like, hey, we need to figure this out. Everything is not going well. We need to figure this out. And debuting an 11-member boy group is expensive. All of the photo shoots they've been doing, all of the stuff they've been doing for Woollim Pick, all of the stuff that they're gonna have to do when they start performing on stage. They have to buy outfits, they have to do people to do, like find people to do their makeup, they have to do photo shoot, they have to do photo cards, they have to do album, all that stuff. Promoting an 11-member group, transportation, housing for them, like all of that stuff is very expensive. And all 11 of these boys live in the same dorm room. Oh my god, I hope they give us a tour of their dorm soon because I really want to see it. That's just kind of my little video on what I think about Woollim Entertainment. I'm pretty frustrated with them these days, but I like how they've improved recently. For a while, Woollim was doing the same thing, and I feel like 2017, they did W Project at the beginning of this year, they're doing Lovelyz is getting a new variety show, and they're doing another concert. They had another concert earlier this year, then they had a comeback, now they're having a concert, they'll probably have another comeback after that. Infinite, who knows what's happening the rest of the year. Hopefully we'll get another Kyuhyun solo album. I think that's definitely in the works. Probably have a couple albums from Golden Child to look forward to. I'm going to be a busy Woollim stan. Good thing I have a job. That is what I think about Woollim Entertainment overall from following them for 7 years and being with them for 7 years. They create the best teasers too. Can I just say that? Oh my gosh, Woollim releases the best teasers. The albums never look that way, the comebacks never look that way, but they release the best teasers or like intro videos for concerts and all of that stuff. And like their videography is always just so gorgeous. So yeah, that's what I think. And yeah, if you are a Woollim stan, let me know what you think about Woollim down in the comment section down below. And if you want me to talk about anything else on my channel, you have any recommendations, always feel free to leave those down below as well. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye!